Morton.
Thank you, Deputy Speaker. Near midnight on Thursday, the 6th of August, 97 workers who work with Hutchison Ports were informed by text and email that they'd been sacked. 41 of those people were in Brisbane, and I will take that interjection from those opposite. I particularly appreciate that, and we'll pass that on. On Saturday, I was out at Curlew Street, Fishermans Island, meeting some of these people, some from my electorate, some from all over Brisbane. Some of you may have seen Aaron, who was on the news on Saturday night, standing there with his 2-year-old, a father of 4, a wife, told by text that they had been sacked. Now, to date, the company, admittedly it's a foreign company, so maybe they don't understand Australian values and how we do things here in Australia. They have not apologised for texting the 41 Brisbane workers or the 56 Sydney workers about their sacking. But I could tell you, having walked among the workers and the community people who are out there as part of this peaceful community protest on Saturday, I know that people were heartbroken. Not obviously losing their job is heartbroken, but the way in which it was done compounded the anguish that they were feeling and the uncertainty. I heard yesterday in Parliament, Parliamentary Secretary Michael McCormack made that same statement that it was un-Australian, and I take the interjections from the member for Mallee and the member for Leichhardt. I do appreciate those comments, and I'm sure that you will make comment to the Federal Employment Minister, Erica Betts, who said, and I quote, "It was entirely appropriate that the company text workers to inform them of their sacking." Now, this is the Employment Minister who sets the tone for how employers should think they could treat their employees, how anyone in their right mind could think they could do that. And I hope they will take that back to the party room, the anguish that was visited on the workers at Hutchison's, who are now, obviously now getting support from the community. I saw yesterday, it was Ekka show holiday in Brisbane yesterday. Obviously, these families with their uncertainty would not be able to take their kids to the Ekka, and so the people pitched in and put a jumping castle and a few other things on the docks, so that the kids could at least have some sort of an Ekka holiday treat. But obviously, with the uncertainty hanging over these workers, there is more to be done. I know that they have gone back to the Fair Work Commission, and there's currently hearings in place where they are trying to work out what's best to take place. Obviously, the officials from this company need to understand Australian culture, that we value our workers. They're not just tools or widgets. We value our workers. We invest in them. They're skilled, and there is, irrespective of which side of the chamber, as I heard from the member for Mallee's speech earlier on, we value that local input, the sweat, the dignity that comes with work. And obviously this foreign company doesn't have all of that. Obviously the people that have been sacked are abiding by the advice of the Fair Work Commission, and they're working with Hutchison to get the best outcome for these workers. I understand that there's a little bit of competition because the Hutchison had Sydney and Brisbane but didn't have Melbourne, and there are certainly efficiencies with having all three. But I know that the Australian people will be watching closely to see how this is sorted out. The Fair Work Commission can do good work, and obviously the MUA representing the workers is currently putting forward that case in the Fair Work Commission. But I return again to the comments of our Minister of the Crown, the Federal Employment Minister. So while I was wandering around the docks at Curlew Street, Fisherman Island on Saturday, talking to the workers, talking to people like Aaron, talking to some people from my electorate, talking to how they were going to respond, at that same time we had a Minister of the Crown saying it was entirely appropriate that the company text workers to inform them of their sacking. I haven't heard the Prime Minister condemn his minister for saying that. I'm sure he's a little bit busy with a few other things at the moment, those such as marriage equality, and I do commend those for taking that that forward, the member for Leichhardt particularly, but I would hope that the Prime Minister will condemn the Minister Betts for this horrible comment.
Thank the member for Moreton, and I